Greetings YouTube once again. Yes, I'm finally making my first real video other than the stupid test and introduction video. This is my first real thoughts on anything, and it's going to be like gaming since, well, like most people my age, everyone's played video games at some point. So it's going to consist of 4 different sections. Number 1, the current console leader, Nintendo. Number 2, Sony, or the PlayStation. Number 3, the Xbox 360, and the third parties. I'm not going to go over the handhelds because most people can agree they're both pretty much fine. Both have good games and all that stuff. So let's jump right in with the first one of Nintendo. Now, having a Wii, I managed to get one, yes. It's good for certain things. The problem with Nintendo is that they always said that it's going to be new. You know, new way to play and all this stuff. But the hard thing is, you don't find many games that really play that way. Probably the one I thought was the best well done for the motion was Metroid Prime 3. They let you play the first-person shooter but in an interesting way. Of course, Medal of Honor did the same thing, but the first one I played was Metroid. It's always there are a few games like this. It's odd because that was the whole point of the system, to make everything new. That I don't understand because most games I played are half-assed attempts at a motion-based control. I mean, look at Galaxy. It's the exact same thing as Mario 64, except, you know, a little waggle and he does a spin attack. Finally, the other thing about the games is that it's all licensed. Well, not all of it's licensed. There are a few good original things, but I get the feeling from the developers they're not really trying. I don't know why. That just always seems to be a problem for me. Speaking of which, I found it really odd that Nintendo themselves are guilty of this more than just about anyone. I mean, other than Metroid, which wasn't even Nintendo, it was Retro, which I know is owned by Nintendo, but still. I haven't found too many full motion-based games on the Wii. Zelda does a bit, just with pointing and shooting. But for as much as Nintendo tried to claim it was new, they haven't done a whole lot. I mean, in Mario Sluggers, you swing the bat, and in sports, it does exactly what you would expect it to do. Though this is all stuff I've seen in arcades before, especially, you know, the sword swinging sort of thing. And it's fun if it would ever work half the time, but that's a whole nother issue. Now I must talk about the Wii Motion Plus, the pretty much, I think in my opinion, the only good news to come out from Nintendo the last couple of months. It looks good, looks like it'll work. Well, so says everyone who's actually played it, not E3 or something. It seems good, but the whole time when I heard it I was questioning why. I thought this is what the Wiimote was supposed to do, but oh well. I'm really actually excited for it though, because it'll do what we wanted it to do. I wonder if it'll work for older games. I doubt it will, but it'd be interesting so we could get, you know, Mario Kart Wii the steering wheel to work correctly. I mean, face it, that motion, it's failed. It just did. Well, it seems to do a lot. The one thing I would like to point out, though, is that whenever they do seem to try with the motion controls, it always seems to turn out well. I mean, Metroid was great. The Sonic Secret Rings game, not the best Sonic game ever, but it was still pretty good, when considering their previous experience in 3D Sonic games. I even liked the Bleach game, even though it was a bit of a license thing. At least it played interestingly. A bit shallow, but I think it could work if anyone would actually try it again. Which I actually think they are. I have to check. You know, just a note, I'm not really going to complain about the lack of hardcore games, because I think it's become apparent that Nintendo really doesn't seem to care that much, or if they're even trying anything at the moment. I'm sure they are, based on the supposed Miyamoto comments of new Mario and Zelda needing redesigns, which is actually good, in my opinion, that they're taking their time and trying to do new things with it. Because my biggest criticism of Twilight Princess and Galaxy is its Ocarina of Time and Mario 64, with just a bit differences. They're all good games, I love them both, but they were basically not anything we haven't seen before. It seems that the only one who's really realizes that change can be good as long as it's not overly simplified is Miyamoto. Which is weird, considering he's the one who thought eating mushrooms and glowing flowers as power-ups was a good idea. Shit, I just realized I actually commented on it when I didn't mean to. Oh well.